Hello, I'm Euge Valovirta, and on this one I'm gonna show you how I edit and create drums using Addictive Drums 2 and Cubase, and how I mix the songs that are on my channel's videos. So, yes indeed, I've been asked quite many times that how do I create the backing tracks for the songs that I have on most of my videos. So, this is how I do those. So right now what we have here is the session for my latest video, the how to create Zakk Wylde's guitar sounds. And here are the drums, a bass and the guitars, but let's focus on the drums. So here's Addictive Drums 2. There's a lot of drum kits. I have the metal diabolic package, this one. You know, and you can buy different kind of drum sets and drum beats. And then I have a lot of beats, like library. I have a diabolic package. This is the core library, which comes with lots of different beats. And then I have heavy beats and songs, heavy rock. You know, I bought these during the years, you know, usually when they are in discount. I guess last Christmas I bought these loud beats and songs because it was like 10 euros or something. And so, usually how I create this, like for this No More Tears inspired track. Well, this is such a simple beat that I just played it with MIDI keyboards. So I play it with my keyboards. Let me show you how that happens. So, let's mute this one and simple beat. This is one of the ways I create this. So let's press, yes, we have here, and click on record. Okay, so kick and snare, and as you heard, they weren't really that good. So what I do, I use this drum editor that Cubase Pro 11 has, which is fantastic. So here you can see what I just played, and I quantize it. So let's use simple 1/8 quantize. Okay, now when we listen it. Cool, now it's in sync. Then what we're gonna do, I'm gonna play hi-hat. And I'm gonna use this one. Okay, because when you see here, it's different, like velocities, how to hit the hi-hat. Okay, let's record the hi-hat. Okay, so that helps if you know something about playing drums. I started as a drums were my first instrument, then came guitar a little while after. So I know how to, actually play the drums a bit. So that helps creating these beats. Okay, then what we have here now, they are on 2 separate takes. Then we're gonna use this glue and we move them into 1 take. So now when we open the editor, they are here, and then let's use 1/16 quantize, okay? And then, obviously I wanna add some probably these off, and let's add a crash in there. Oh, let's add one there, yeah. Maybe crash 2 there. Maybe there, that would be probably good, like this. And let's take that off. Or maybe even China, all right, loud China. Like that. And as you hear, because these keyboards, how hard I press, it changes the velocity. So the hi-hat is a bit loud. What we're gonna do, I'll do this, and then I can scale everything vertically a bit down. Like this. So this is one way. How I do, if it's a simple beat like this one, then it's the fastest for me is just to play it. All right. And then, quantize it, and then I can, change individual kicks volume. So as you can see here, because I played it, I try to play it as real as possible, because when you're real drummer, there's the human element. So if all the hits would be exactly the same, that would sound a little mechanical. And then this is really cool also what you can do with this editor. I made this because there's this pattern where you can add swing, whatever, to make it sound like it's actually played by a human. So I made a preset here, which actually makes it a little off. So when I do this, you saw something happened there. So now the kicks, they aren't actually on the grid on all parts. They're like just a little bit, after, before, or whatever. So that makes the drum beat sound like it was actually played by a real drummer. So that's a cool thing to do. Okay, then it's one way. Then the second way is, let's say, this kind of a part, which is a lot more complex. So this is actually how I made this, especially this intro where there's a lot of things going on. So here comes handy, very handy, the drum beats. So, like I showed you, I have a library. So this is a 150. So what I do, tempo, I put this, so then this Addictive Drums finds me beats, fills, whatever that are plus minus 20 beats from my project's tempo, or this sounds, because the tempo changes here. But on this part, it's like that. And then I can, you know, search like, okay, let's take the Diabolic library. Well, there's quite a lot of beats. Metal feel. You know, metal tom groove. So, then when I find something I like, let's just take this one. Then what I do is, this needs to be grid here. I move it to here. All right. Then let's mute this one. Let's see how this sounds. Well, obviously it is way too busy. But let's say this will be okay. Then I just open this and let's just move the toms. Okay, China is not good. Let's move that to open hi-hat. Let's see. Maybe we don't want even the toms here. And again, the hi-hat is too loud. Like that. And now we have a, you know, drum part for this one. So this is one way how I do it. So just I find something that, okay, this is close enough. I can edit this pretty fast, like I just did what I have in mind. And sometimes when I have those songs, sometimes I just, let's say we have there's also like full songs or sometimes I just, you know, put a beat going on, like let's say this metal song, Death Assault. So maybe I'll just drag this in the project and then just start to jam and come up with stuff. That's almost like, you know, you would jam with a drummer at the rehearsal place. And you know, can move different beats. So I'm kind of jamming with the drummer here. So It's really cool. And then, you know, so 3 ways. Either I play it, if it's a simple beat, and then quantize it, or then I search a beat that is close enough from, you know, I have this so many beats and variants from these beats. And I have like favorite beats. Well, actually these are, I think these are the beats that I used on this Zakk Wylde video. So I just put them here so I don't really forget those. And then I just, you know, find one that's close and then I edit it to my liking. Or then I just jam on top and create the song based on the drums. Kind of like 3 ways. And this is kind of like your mixer here. So I have only 1 track, but here is, this is really cool because then I kind of have like a second mixer because I have the main Cubase mixer here, but then I have the drum mixer here. So what I have is just 1 drum track, and you know, you can change these toms, but I found it that this Ludwig Classic Maple set is the one I like, and the Pearl Signature Ferron's snare. These triggers I don't use, so it's basically there's lots of different symbols and stuff, and then you can edit these individually. So like what I have here is, you know, your usual, what you do if you want that snappy modern kick sound. You basically cut the mids, cut the, you know, really lows and boost the highs. So it's like really snappy. And you can edit these all. I basically, I haven't done much for these because there's, like I show you, there's different kind of drum sets and drum mixes, like presets. And I just, this my Euge Main 3 is just, I don't remember what was it based, but I was like, okay, this is the one that I like the most. I'm gonna edit it more to my liking. So, for example, the kick, I think it was a lot softer, but I like this kind of like kick. So, and then based on the song, if I'm doing real metal song, I might keep it like here, or then, you know, if I want more softer sound. I think this one fits this song a little bit better. So basically what you have here is, you know, your compressors, hi-hats, room mics, all kinds of, well, this is, I think, really handy. I mean, this is the only drum program I've used. I bought the Addictive Drums one, I don't know, years ago, and then I just upgraded it to this. So this is, and there's, you know, different kind of drums and stuff which you can buy. Lots of beats, lots of effects, you know, reverbs. So basically you can create really good sounding drums with this. Obviously this isn't an editor, so that's why I really love Cubase, because this drum editor is fantastic. You know, here's all the individual drums, then I can just like, you know, I can add here like move these, maybe add a kick there, or whatever. So it's really easy to use, but obviously you need to understand a little bit drumming, because you know, if you drum, because at least when I create these drum parts, I'm kind of like shadow drumming. So when I do fills, obviously if I have a tom fill that requires two hands, I can't have the hi-hat going on, because that's not possible, because humanly possible. So I always try to create the beats as close to what a real drummer would be able to play. So so this sounds like fairly good now. But then what I do to make it sound even better, I love Softube's plugins. I love their Marshall amp plugins, but I love also their other stuff too. They're really detailedly modeled after real like studio hardware. So what I have here is first I have reverb. Just a small room. So it immediately makes this sound more real. Then what I have here is a little bit, this like classic drummers, mastering processor, compressor, whatever, EQ. So it adds a little bit punch. Then I have another drummer here, which I've set it wide, so it's a like certain compressor setting. Just becomes a little bit wider. These Char 1R and Drummer S73, these came with the Time and Tone bundle, which came with Focusrite audio interface when I bought that. And then last thing what I have here is this tape simulation thing. So it adds this nice warmth, like, you know, it just makes it sound more real. All right, so that's what I have going on the drums. So a little bit reverb, a little bit drummer S73, and the fantastic tape simulation. So that's how I create those drums and how I edit those drums. I mean, these without the plugins, it sounds all, you know, fairly good, but when you add those Softube's fantastic things, it sounds just more real. Then, well, I could, while we're at it, could show you what is going on otherwise. So, bass. So, what I have here is the JST Jones Hellraiser. I like this a lot, and I made my own preset called Clanky Bass. So, and previously I used Cubase's own plugin of a tube compressor, but I actually just started to use this Chandler. This is also Softube plugin. This is, it just makes it sound really nasty. So take a look, listen. So this is just Mauer Appelbaum's body compression presets what I have. Mauer is a fantastic, widely used mastering engineer. So that's what's going on with the bass. And so yeah, I record bass just a DI using my old Tokai bass. And then guitar-wise, well, there's nothing going on really except the stuff that I, usually show in the video. So like on this one, since this session is to, this is to create Zach's No More Chairs sound, and the SPX90 multi-effect processor and its preset called Symphonic was heavily used on the album, and especially on the No More Chairs song. Well, this is just my, in the style of that. So that's what's going on. But usually, always when I record guitars or do a demo of an amp or plugin, I don't have anything going on in there because I want you to have the most honest, audio image of that certain product. And I don't really use anything on albums. I mean, Red Bull albums, nothing, just 800s boosted with SD1. Obviously, when the album was mixed, the guy who mixed that, Matthias Störngren, he said that he EQ'd it a little bit just to mix in the sound so that it doesn't collide with cymbals and bass and stuff, and added the little bit delay for the solos. But if you sound good, it sounds good. You don't really have to do anything with it. If you have to do a lot of things, then there's probably something wrong with your sound. And then for the songs I have on my videos, I usually do a little bit mastering. So what I have going on, previously I had this drummer just to widen the mix a bit, so it sounds like this. Only on the songs. When I'm playing solo and presenting a certain gear, like I said, it's just that, as natural as it can be. But again, I discovered these fantastic Softube products. So what I have going on now, actually this is the first time I'm using this, and man, it certainly brings something. Listen, first without. Okay, let's take a little bit different part here. Again, this is Michael Brower's mix bus, which I a little bit tweaked. So it just brings a little bit warmth to there, And then the other thing what I have discovered, this is pretty awesome. So Wise, legendary stuff, which these, real devices, they are on so many professional mastering studios, and luckily Softube has made amazing work, these plugins. So let's listen first without, and then when I add this into the master stereo outbus. So, I believe I will start to use these because this makes, again, it sound more natural and wide, you know, for the songs that I will have in the future, and for the demos. Fantastic products, great work, Softube. So that's kind of the stuff, and when I write stuff, I usually use, you know, plugging it, it's fast, and you know I want to save my tube. So basically what I use is, again, Softube's Amp Room, and well, here I have a Marshall JMP2203 with matching cab and you know, plugging of SD1. You know, it's, I've done videos of these. They're so great. I mean, obviously real tube amp is real tube amp, but man, these come, it's so close. This was a bit long, I think, but this is kind of my workflow. Yeah, that's it. Hopefully this was interesting and informative. I will put the links for all of this stuff that I use in the description below. Thanks for watching. Until next time, take care. Bye.